The Dandelion Princess, written and read by Joe Loke. At Winterton Castle, in the tower where she dwells, Princess Snowdrop's cries ring out as clear as a bell. Beyond her bedroom door, a servant boy hears her sobs, and asks if he can enter, giving the door 3 knocks. Princess Snowdrop, calls the boy, why ever do you cry? Would you confide in a friend, a servant such as I? I'm 16 now, says she. Yet I wear no diamond ring. I have no prince fair of hair to whom my heart can sing. Princess, said the boy, please allow me to ask you this. Have you thought to ask the universe to grant your wish? What point is there in wishing? Snowdrop asked in reply. I'd never had to wish a wish, so tell me, why should I? There's magic in wishes, said the boy, for he truly knew that a wish with all your heart can on occasion come true. My father wished for my mother, and they both wished for me. In fact, you could say, if not for a wish, I would never be. So tell me more, she pleaded, of how a wish is made. Please help me summon my dear prince with no delay. One way that comes to mind is as special as you are. Cast your wish into the heavens upon a falling star. Princess Snowdrop smiled brightly, suddenly filled with hope. To help you find that star, said he, I'll fetch a telescope. To ensure that Snowdrop had a happy ending to her story, he made his way quicker than quick to the observatory. He ascended the viewing tower, up 1,000 steps, saw the lenses gathered there, and knew which one to get. He took the largest upon his back, and felt the weight above, a burden he would happily suffer to help Snowdrop meet her love. He returned to the princess, red-faced and out of breath, to see Snowdrop had grown all the fairer since he'd left. He placed the scope by the window, and adjusted the sight. With the help of this boy, she could see far into the night. The princess thanked him sweetly, with a smile so sincere. Into the skies, the moon, and beyond, she was able to peer. The boy waited patiently, as Snowdrop watched the heavens. The church bell rang out clearly, chiming 9, 10, 11. It rang out 2 times more, but no stars were seen to fall. Snowdrop lost hope. Perhaps there was no point at all. Allow me to look, my lady, said the boy with noble intent. But before she could reply, across the sky stars went. They were wonderful to see, shining brilliant and bright. I wish for a prince fair of hair, she called into the night. She smiled again at the boy, who was then heard to ask, Shall I leave you now, my princess, as we've completed our task? Although of a lower class, he smiled and took no offence. He promised he'd be there, should she need a friend. Monday to Sunday, the days passed. It had been 1 week. The boy returned to the tower to hear the princess weep. Good evening, boy, Snowdrop said. Do forgive my tears. 7 days have passed, and yet my prince is still not here. Don't fret, princess. There are other ways to wish. I have another idea, dear Snowdrop. My suggestion's this. People often wish on an eyelash, so I'll fetch all I can from within this kingdom. And off the boy ran. His legs ached, yet to each door he dutifully went, requesting a lash at each house until the day was spent. And so he filled a single satchel to full in all one day, collecting near 3,000, and was fast on his way. He returned to the princess, red-faced and out of breath, to see Snowdrop had grown all the fairer since he'd left. Upon the window ledge the boy placed the bulging bag, and surveyed the kingdom lying beyond the king's flag. He opened up the satchel, and the lashes were released. Snowdrop made a wish to be carried on the breeze. O great heavens high above, if you truly care, please grant me my true love, a prince fair of hair. Monday to Sunday, the days passed. It had been 1 week. The boy returned to the tower to hear the princess weep. Good evening, boy, Snowdrop said. Do forgive my tears. 7 days have passed, and yet my prince is still not here. Don't fret, princess, he replied. There are other ways to wish. I have one final idea, Snowdrop. My suggestion is this. We have wished upon eyelashes and stars that are dying, so permit me one more chance. Let's try dandelions. To give you hope, my dear princess, here's what I will do. I'll pick every dandelion I can find and bring them back to you. To his home he returned, collecting 10 satchels that day. Upon his horse he leapt, and was swiftly whisked away. For hours, days, and weeks, they continued on their quest. He would collect all in the kingdom, Only then would he rest. 9 satchels later he found himself at the borders of his land, and there across the desert he saw yet more in the sand. He smiled as he tied the final satchel, affixing it to his horse, his grin soon fading as he saw soldiers set upon his course. He couldn't hope to outrun them, so he bid his horse farewell, ordering off to where Snowdrop's tears still fell. Upon his knees he was ordered, his arms behind his head. The soldiers towered over him, his heart was filled with dread. The court of this strange land convicted him of a crime. For theft of the royal dandelions, he would do his time. He was sentenced to 3 years' hard labour in the sun. It would all be worth it if the princess could find her one. 1 week later, to the tower, came a horse tired and poor. He bowed his head to the guardsman, and did so no more. Princess Snowdrop made her wish, but it did not come true. She retreated to her quarters. There was nothing more to do. The boy was beaten by the weather, in service to the king. The sun bleached his hair and tanned his once pale skin. Warm thoughts of Snowdrop helped the hard days pass. The thought of when he'd see her smile, and one day hear her laugh. The earth circled the sun 3 times. The debt was soon repaid. His shackles were removed, and he left with no delay. He crossed the scorching desert, as the hot sand burnt his soles. His destination, Winterton Castle, he wouldn't fail in this goal. He was a boy back then. Now he was a man to be revered, one so loyal he had suffered, but kept hope over the years. He returned to the tower. The guards knew him by his eyes, but refused to permit him entry in his current guise. He was sent off to the tailor, who fashioned him princely attire. The boy looked positively regal, and could now do as he desired. He returned to the tower, giving the door 3 knocks. The princess allowed his entry, and released the locks. "If you have come to court me, there is no heart to win," she said. "I love another soul, and my heart lives with him." "You found him, my dear Snowdrop? When are you to wed?" The boy seemed so excited, until the princess sadly said, "The man I love is lost, on an errand to bring me joy. I know not what has become of that bright-spirited boy." "Princess fair," he replied with a smile, "I have wonderful news. The boy you've missed so dearly stands here before you. My hair is changed, my skin has too, but I am still that lad, who took on many trials to ensure your heart was glad." "How can this be?" she asked. "I thought you'd never return. I've come to learn since we last spoke that you're the one. You may be without title, and not be of high birth, but I'll abdicate this very day, for that is what you're worth." Through the passage of time, the love had only grown. The queen so pleased ensured that they would have the throne. Snowdrop learned of patience. The boy had been right all along. Her wish came true, a prince fair of hair, and for her heart a song.